You order a $4 coffee. Before you can even reach for your card, the screen spins around to face you. 20%. 30. And down in the corner, in tiny gray letters, 2 words, no tip. You tap 25 in about half a second. That half second was not an accident. It used to be you tipped a waiter, a bartender, maybe the person who cut your hair. Now the screen shows up at the coffee counter, the drive-thru, the self-checkout, even when you grab a bottle of water. In a Pew Research survey of nearly 12,000 Americans, 72% said tipping is now expected in more places than it was just 5 years ago. People did not suddenly get more generous. The ask simply multiplied. So who decided the first button should say 25%? Not the barista. She never touched those settings. And usually not even the owner. Those numbers live inside the payment software, companies like Square and Toast. They arrive preloaded and they can be changed from a single menu. One value in a settings panel and every screen in the store starts asking for more. The tip prompt is not really a question. It is a product and it is tuned. Here's why the first number is so high. Psychologists call it anchoring. When 30 is the first thing you see, 20 starts to feel cheap, almost rude. The order of those buttons is quietly doing work on you, and it pays off. By the payment company's own numbers, adding a suggested tip pushes the average from around 15% to over 18%. Square has tied those digital prompts to a double-digit jump in total tips. Tiny design, real money. Now look closer at the receipt, because that percentage is often not taken on the price of your coffee. It is calculated on the total after tax. Some places quietly add a service fee or a card surcharge first and then ask you to tip on top of that. You are tipping on the tax. You are tipping on the fee. A 25% tip is rarely 25% of what you actually bought. And then there is the moment itself. The screen faces you, the worker is right there waiting. Choosing no tip means doing it more. Americans oppose businesses suggesting tip amounts, then favor it, 40% against 24%. Only about a third feel sure they know the right amount. The discomfort is not a glitch. It is the friction that makes yes the easy button. But none of this is new. After the Civil War, American railroads and restaurants found a use for tipping. If the customer paid the worker directly, the business did not have to. The Pullman Company hired thousands of black porters and paid some as little as $12 a month, expecting tips to cover the rest. Historians put it bluntly, the tip stopped being a bonus on top of a wage and slowly became the wage itself. The customer quietly became the payroll department, and that machine never switched off. The screen just gave it a touchscreen. Lately, people have started pushing back. In a 2025 Bankrate survey, 63% of Americans held at least one negative view of tipping, up from the year before. The share of takeout orders that include a tip has been sliding. Earlier this year, a receipt asking 50% on a single coffee went viral, and the internet lost it. Even Washington noticed. A new 2025 law lets many tipped workers deduct up to $25,000 in tips from federal income tax. A sign of how deeply tipping is now wired into the economy. So the next time that screen swings towards you, watch the half second. The buttons, the order, the guilt, the timing, all of it was decided before you ever walked in. A tip can be generous and it can be kind. Just make sure it is a choice you make and not one the screen makes for you.